Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. This video is going to be about long-term storage of your SHTF or your Minuteman gear. So, I know it was over a year ago that I did some of this, and I was thinking that I for sure had made a video on it, but looking on my list of videos on YouTube and also on the Facebook page, I cannot find the original video. So it's possible I didn't even post it, and it was during the editing phases of trying to do the video, and it just never got published. But I had initially sought out to do a project that involved long-term storage of Minuteman gear. And specifically, what I was wanting to do was take Mylar bags and individually seal magazines and have them stored within the chest rig. That way, I could have all magazines in the chest rig loaded and other things within the vest itself in there, but sealed off and protected from air and moisture. Like I said, it's been over a year since I've done this. I'm going to open a couple of these and see what they look like, but I'll give you an overview of what I've got so far. So this chest rig, rifle mags across the front, and then pistol mags. Of course, the pistol mag pouch is empty because I just couldn't fit the pistol mags in there with Mylar, but they're inside the main compartment here. Rifle mags are all Mylar sealed. I also have medical gear in here that has been Mylar sealed as well. The thought process behind it, as I said, was to keep the magazines or the ammo protected from air and moisture, which air and moisture is a killer of ammunition. This particular rig right here stays inside a big old sea bag, like so, along with some armor and a helmet that goes into a big old trunk. The trunk is not what I'd call watertight or airtight, so I wanted the magazines to stay within the rig itself. I could have taken the rifle mags and put them in an ammo can and put that ammo can in that trunk with this, but that would just be an extra thing that I'd have to grab and go. With this current setup, with the bag, I have all my primary gear in there. All I have to do is grab that bag and go. Could I put an ammo can in that bag? Possibly. But the dimensions of it and getting everything stuff in there, it could have made for an awkward protrusion or even the corner on it, you know, not be able to get the bag closed all the way. And I just wanted to have all the magazines in there like so. This was also from the mindset of, well, if I didn't have that trunk, which I didn't originally have this sitting in the trunk, I had it sitting in the sea bag, and the sea bag was in the corner. And so air and moisture can very easily go through canvas. The Mylar bags, get them online. I forget the pricing, but I got I want to say they're the 1 gallon bags. They might have been larger. But Mylar bags are pretty simple to get. It's basically one big bag that you get. One end is left unsealed. And Mylar bags, imagine, you know, these are like the big old Capri Sun, you know, type of things. Or what you get your MRE entrees in. It's very thick material. It's airtight, watertight, nothing gets in. The bags I got, they're a lot larger. I cut the bags in half. So imagine this coming out to here is about how wide the bag was, and cut it down the middle. All you got to do is take an iron and heat seal it. You just I took 2 pieces of 2x4 or a piece of 2x4, lay it down, lay the unsealed sides of the bag onto the 2x4, take the iron, press it down, run it back and forth, and it seals the bag. So I made magazine pouches that way, put the magazine pouches in there along with a desiccant pack, and then sealed the top of the bag and made an airtight enclosure for it. This particular rig has been sitting in an it's not an environmentally controlled area, but it's not obviously in a shed of sorts. So ideally, keeping it indoors, environmentally controlled, it could be better for it, but I don't have a whole lot of room to be sitting this stuff. It don't look all nice and sightly sitting in the living room or anything like that. So it's been sitting where temperature fluctuates from warm to cold throughout the season. And it could be very moisture rich within that area, and also, of course, very dry in the winter, which is perfectly fine for me. But here in Kentucky, summertime, lots of moisture in the air, and like I said, I want to say that I know I did this over a year ago, but I wish I could find that, but I can't. So we're going to open this pouch and see what the magazine looks like after being stored in an area that was not temperature controlled for over a year. I left these little tear notches in the Mylar pouch so it'd be easier to tear them open. Magazine. Oh. So I threw an oxygen absorber and a desiccant pack in there. Rounds look fine. If you've ever left ammo in an area that was not temperature controlled, you'll know what I'm talking about. It gets this little film on there. It looks tarnished. These obviously do not look anything like ammo that's been sitting out in an area that's not temperature controlled. They look like they just came out the box. Whoops. Lay that off to the side. Inside, so 3 pistol mag pouches go in the front. I got one to hold 2 mags, and this is just one of the pouches I made. Could have obviously been smaller, but like I said, these pouches came probably about this wide, and so I just cut straight down the middle, basically turn one pouch into 2 pouches. That's why this one looks so big. Doesn't look like I left a tear pouch, or a tear notch rather, on this. I don't know if you could hear that, but that sounded like a hiss. I didn't really do any vacuum sealing or anything. And ammo looks perfectly fine. Does not appear to be as though it's been sitting out. There's no tarnishing. Nothing. Looks like perfectly fine ammo. So I have 8 magazines, 8 rifle mags across the front, general purpose pouch with some survival stuff in it, and then a pouch with medical stuff that's inside of it. And These things have been Mylar packaged as well. I have a whole ventilated operator kit in here that's all sealed up. As I said, air and moisture end up destroying a lot of stuff. Now, the rig itself is, of course, subject to moisture. What I would really like to have, but I don't have, would just be a very extremely large airtight container, like a super-sized Pelican case or something, to be able to set this bag down into. Those things exist, but they also happen to be super expensive. This was, in my head, the poor man's answer to keeping a Minuteman rig ready, but also having it set up to sit around for a long period of time and keep the ammo, quote unquote, fresh. Now, if you keep your gear in your living room or in your bedroom, something like that, great. But you know, not everyone can sit that gear everywhere. You know, you may have garages or even you know, extra kit in your trunk. You know, it might not be kit that you have set aside for right then and there, but it could just be a part of your get home type of stuff. And you can still seal these things in Mylar pouches, and you know, you pull the bag out, rip your mags out of the Mylar pouches, discard those pouches, have your mags in those appropriate magazine pouches, and then be ready to rock and roll. If you have any questions about long-term storage of SHTF gear or Minuteman gear or anything of the sort, go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section. Send me a message. Head on over to the Facebook page and the Instagram page and do the same over there. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching.